Hey there, y'all. Big Bear Ron here. Welcome to the channel. Enjoy the ride. I am sitting out here in the parking lot of another repair shop. Surprise! Oh man, here's how the story goes. Yesterday, I was en route to pick up my first load. And this is exit 15. This is where I was yesterday, and I had to go up to exit 32. So about 15 miles. Well, between here and there, actually, before I had even gotten to exit 18, suddenly, I began getting to check the engine warning light, and then it didn't take but just a few seconds after that, and I saw what the problem was. The temperature, the engine was overheating. I mean, fast. So I began to merge over into the emergency lane, and no sooner than I had done that, the engine shut off on me. Well, so I let the engine cool down, and then I started the truck back up. And I knew that there was a truck stop just up the way where I could stop in a more appropriate and safe place, and that's what I did. And once there, well, I drove there slowly for sure. Once there, I let the truck cool down a bit, and then I checked the coolant level, and boy, I tell you, I don't know where all that coolant went. I had done a pre-trip inspection, and there was no puddle or anything underneath the truck to speak of. So there's no indication there that I was having a leak. And so what I did, I added my only gallon. We're only allowed to carry a gallon of that stuff. But I added it to the reservoir. And then I started the truck back up, and it seemed to control the temperature. And my first load was a very short one. I was to go to a drop yard and then take it about 5 miles away. But I notified my dispatcher of the problem, and I notified our road breakdown department of the problem. And they immediately began to make contact with whoever, so that they could send me a message to tell me where to take the truck. Well, it turns out that they wanted me to take the truck to a shop that's located right at the drop yard after I finished delivering this load. I was able to deliver the load, but I saw, the temperature was rising a bit. So I went on over to the repair shop, and they looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and looked at it, and they added 4 gallons of coolant, and they used their little laser guns and looked all over the place, and they couldn't figure out what the problem was. But they had some opinions, so they called my road breakdown department to tell them what their opinion was, and then road breakdown told them to tell me to come here where I am now. This is a Freightliner repair shop. So I went from exit 32 back to here. And then last night, they cranked the truck up and let it run a while. Well, of course, they added another 1.5 gallons of coolant. And so our question is, where is the coolant going? We couldn't figure it out. And last night, they got to it around 9, and they left the engine running and running and running and running and running and running and running. Still couldn't find out what it was, and they told me to camp out here and leave the engine idling all night, and then we check it out today. So I got on my communication system. Incidentally, this is what my communication system is. Okay? And it's connected to a satellite receiver that I have on the truck. And this is how I communicate back and forth, except by way of cell phone, but that's the first line of communication. Alright, well, so this morning I get a message telling me you need to get on the road to deliver this load. And so I contacted him, and then he called me. And I'm like, well, I'm here at this repair shop waiting my turn. I'm here by the advice of the breakdown department. And I said, I'm not any happier about this than anybody. I can't deliver the load right now. So I put that over the Qualcomm. That's what this communication system is, we call it. And so right now, I'm basically waiting my turn to have this all checked out. Now, after the truck I checked the truck this morning after it had been idling all night, and yes, the coolant level had gone from the maximum level back down to the minimum level. And now I've sat here for a few hours to let the truck cool down a bit, and yep, it's right there at the minimal level. I have no idea where that coolant is going. But all I do know is that I don't want to be between here and wherever with a 53-foot refrigerator trailer in the back of me and having a road breakdown. I mean, what good is that? It's going to cause a delay with the delivery, right? Anyway, I left the refrigerated truck back at the drop yard, and I told them there it is with the bill of lading all in it. So it's not that it can't be delivered somehow. It's just right now I'm not the person to get the job done. I don't want the liability, of this truck burning up and then anybody, pointing fingers at me saying I didn't follow protocol. At any rate, so another little trucker story. I know I'm rambling as I tell this story, but I want you to know that, breaking down is really not much fun. Yeah, we don't have a lot to do, but we still have to eat, we still have to sleep, and there are restaurants all around, but I can't, I don't want to spend $10 to $15 a meal, while I'm out here. I'd rather be on the road driving. Really, I would, so it's not like I'm bored or anything. I've got my my computer, and I'm able to get online and and read stuff, watch YouTube, etc., etc. So it's not all bad, and yeah, I'm able to rest somewhat, but I'm not making any money. Oh boy. Thank you for so many of you who have given me moral support. Welcome to truck driving, they have said. And I'm the kind of person that just says, well, what good does it do me to get too upset about it? It's not going to change the matter, right? And it's like, I might as well laugh while I can. What's the absolute worst thing that could happen in this, Yeah, I guess I could go bankrupt, right? And gee, I hope that it doesn't amount to that. I mean, I've got about another month and a half worth of funds in the bank. So, I am anxious to get on the road and see if I can't start, replenishing some of my funds, So anyway, oh boy, that's that.